probably safe to go wandering off in the forest alone, but you know what? Just to be safe, take your camera, take your phone, take a freaking picture next time. It was an interesting time for Bigfoot sightings in Northeast Ohio back in March of 2026, so let's take a look. Wow, quite an interesting volume of information we already have. So here's what we're looking at. March 2026, Northeast Ohio, especially Portage County, Mantua, Garrettsville, and Windham in the Streetsboro area experienced one of the most concentrated bursts of alleged Bigfoot activity in recent years. Boy, that's fantastic, isn't it? What made it notable wasn't just the number of reports, but how tightly clustered they were in both time, 4 to 5 days in geography. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the details. The flap sightings, March 6th through 10th of 2026. This is referred to as surge. Cryptozoologists refer to this kind of surge as a flap, multiple sightings in a short window. At least 6 to 8 separate sightings were reported between March 6th and 10th. Most reports came from wooded corridors between Mantua, Garrettsville, Windham, and Newton townships. These align with trails and greenways, especially the Headwaters Trail region. This clustering is unusual, even by Bigfoot report standards. I'm going to want to know more about this here in a second. Reported encounters. Witnesses reported a 9-foot tall brown figure in daylight. The creature reportedly ran off quickly after being spotted. That's March 6th. March 7th, another sighting of an 8-foot brown figure. Deep grunting sounds, possible large footprints. March 9th, several independent reports. 8 to 10-foot tall black figure, strong musky, ammonia-like odor. One witness saw a 6-foot figure through a window at about 100 feet. March 9th through 10th, a roadside sighting near Streetsboro, Tinkers Creek. The creature described as 6 to 7 foot, lean and brown, passed close enough to a vehicle that a passenger could have touched it. A German Shepherd reportedly panicked in shock and fear during a backyard encounter. So here are some of the common characteristics across the sightings. Witness descriptions were surprisingly consistent. 6 to 10 feet tall, large, broad, or lean and powerful. Brown to black. Moves quickly and quietly, often retreats once seen. The smell frequently described as musky, musty, or ammonia-like. The volume of witnesses, around 8 to 10 independent witnesses came forward publicly while walking dogs, hiking trails. One local sheriff noted multiple people describing the same type of creature independently. All right, meaning these were separate people, separate incidents, all with common characteristics in their sightings. The geographic pattern, the green highway theory. Some Bigfoot researchers proposed a migration pattern. Sightings appeared to move eastward, possibly following corridors, forest corridors, trail-like systems like the Headwaters Trail, multiple individuals or a family group. Okay, so this is where I'm very curious. The role of social media here. The surge was amplified by the Bigfoot Society. Okay, so did they sensationalize it? Viral posts and maps. Sightings. At least 8 sightings were circulated online within days. Ah, look at this. No confirmed photos or videos emerge. That baffles me. We're all carrying a basic movie studio in our pockets, and no one had a photo on all of these sightings. Not one person snapped a photo or have a video of this. That baffles me. I mean, and this sort of would lead me to lean more towards a hoax, simply because we don't even have like a shaky cam footage or anything like that. Though the Portage County Sheriff's Office acknowledges the reports, the response was largely tongue-in-cheek, including jokes about detaining Bigfoot, AI images posted online. No physical evidence, tracks, or hair, no footprints that were aforementioned. This isn't the first time this region saw a surge. Northeast Ohio had a similar wave in the 1970s, known as the Minerva monster. The 2026 flap mirrors that pattern. Rural communities, heavy forest coverage, sudden cluster of eyewitness reports. All right, so let's take a look at this. March of 2026, Northeast Ohio sightings were notable for a high concentration, consistent witness descriptions, geographical clustering along wooded corridors. But this is the one I just can't wrap my mind around, which is why, ultimately this thing is going to come and go, because there's nothing out there. And that just, as I mentioned earlier, I can't understand that. I want to go back up real quickly here. Why is this unusual by even Bigfoot standards? I'm going to try this. Let's see what we get. Why this clustering stood out. Okay. In most Bigfoot reporting databases, like those maintained by groups such as the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, the sightings tend to look like this, spread out over weeks, months, or years, occur miles or even counties apart, often involve witnesses with no temporal overlap, meaning the time period does not match up. Time compressed. So by contrast, what we have here is time compressed, 6 to 8 sightings in about 4 days, roughly within 15 to 25 mile corridor, descriptively consistent, similar height, color, smell, and behavior. And those are the things that make this a little bit, that stand out from other purported sightings. How rare are we talking about here? Even in known hotspots like the Pacific Northwest, Salt Fork State Park. I'll be interested to look in that. You might see multiple reports in a season or clusters over several weeks, but multiple independent sightings within days in the same micro region is much less common. It's called a flap, as we learned earlier. Northeast Ohio cases had different witnesses, different locations, minimal overlap between observers. That's why. So minimal overlap between observers. They weren't friends. They weren't out looking for it. It was just a bunch of individual people going about their businesses that are reporting this, that are not connected in any way, shape, or form. Like this term, an awareness cascade. One report goes public, others reinterpret normal events as similar sightings. Yeah, I did see someone wonder if it was a UPS guy, which I thought initially was a joke. But then some people were like, well, it was really foggy out, and their UPS guy's like 7 feet tall. I don't know. Amplified by social media. This is perpetually going to be something that obstructs truth seeking in anything paranormal. Social media is going to get a hold of it, and they're going to sensationalize it and twist it into something that, turn it. Let me rephrase: turn it away from something that's scientific. And it's early March, low foliage visibility. Most people outdoors as weather improves. increased chance of misidentification. Yeah, deer stand up momentarily upright, large dogs, people in dark clothing. There you go. Just like before. And, okay, so, yeah, here, let's take a look at this here as well. Humans are very good at connecting similar stories, even when unrelated. You know, that's it right there. Well, certainly, what are we talking about here? What does unusual really mean? It does not mean evidence of Bigfoot, proof or anything is supernatural. It does mean the density and timing of reports deviated from the norm enough to catch attention from both enthusiasts and skeptics. Okay, that's where we're going to leave this thing here. Certainly, once again, we're in a position where there's no proof that it exists, Bigfoot, and there's no proof that it does not exist. If you're in Northeast Ohio, you're probably safe to go wandering off in the forest alone. But you know what? Just to be safe, take your camera, take your phone, take a freaking picture next time.